By this point, many of us have probably heard about brat summer. It's a term coined by singer Charlie XCX that came to mean all things messy and chaotic and fun. You know, being a brat, kind of. The internet, though, moves pretty quickly, my friends. And if you don't hang on, you might miss something. The newest trend sweeping social media now is all about being demure. Here's a clip from the TikTok where it all began.
A lot of you divas just don't know how to find balance, and that's why you're not demure. You see, I don't just go in with a little skin tint and a little oil on the wig. That's underselling yourself, ladies. Ladies, let's be mindful when we come to work. It's not a fashion show, but it's not a soup kitchen. Let's do a little foundation, but not too much. Let's do a little eyebrow, but not too much. Let's be mindful and let's be demure. Be considerate of the position you were hired for. You could have been hired for radio, and you don't have a face for radio because you're what? Demure.
I've thought that personally very often. That soundbite part of one of the biggest trends in social media. It's a clip from TikToker Jules LeBron explaining how to be demure and mindful, even if you do work in radio. Lots of people have been getting on the trend. Celebrities, NASA, even the White House's Instagram account is on about it. And here to explain what the heck is happening on the internet in a new segment we're calling Chronically Online, CBC associate producer Ashley Moliere, who herself is chronically online.
You
Hello.
know it. Good morning.
What does it mean to be demure and mindful in this context?
Well, I think similar to the word itself, it means, being considerate and modest in the way you present yourself. When the creator of the videos first started these videos, it was all about being demure in the workplace, what you're wearing for makeup, what you're wearing for your outfits. But now it's expanded, how to be demure at the airport, how to be demure when you're hungover. How to be demurtsy, which is a new word she's created, which is demure and cutesy combined together. So, showing off a little, but not too much. So these videos, they're very tongue-in-cheek. They're very sarcastic in nature.
But not too much.
Yeah, exactly. And, here you have the creator who's got this big personality telling you to tone it down, right? Like that is the funniness about it all. And it's one of those things that's so stupid, it's funny. And I think that's why it's really resonating and why people are picking up on it.
Okay.
So,
how big is it right now?
Very, very big. One of the original videos has more than 40 million views on TikTok now, which is massive. Tons of celebrities are jumping on board using the phrase very demure, very mindful on social media, including J-Lo, who I will mention never hops on a trend, so that's a pretty big deal. Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis as well. They're just wrapping up shooting for Freaky Friday 2, and they filmed a little video together using the phrase, which is really exciting. RuPaul is guest hosting Late Night with Jimmy Kimmel and had the creator Jules on the show, which is a huge deal. Even the White House, as we mentioned, President Joe Biden used the phrase in a social media post. Shared to the White House Instagram page that says, canceling the student debt of nearly 5 million Americans through various actions, very mindful, very demure. So, and like Jules herself, she's doing, promo videos now with makeup brands and Netflix even. So it's just totally like blown up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is blown up because you say it's kind of goofy and kind of dumb, kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But any other reason you think that it's become as popular as it has as quickly?
I think in a way it's kind of this direct response to Brat Summer, right? Like when you think of Demure and Brat, they're totally opposite.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you see Brat Summer is kind of falling off and that trend's dying down and people are hungry for something new to buy into. So this thing comes along. It's this, as I said, direct response. Brad is laying it out all on the table. This is me. I don't care what you think. Whereas Demure is like reeling it in a little bit more. So it's almost that a little bit of that response. I think obviously, timing's at play here because people are bored with the brat trend. They want something new. I listened to this lifestyle podcast that gave a couple of examples I would like to share about why they're so opposite from each other that I think are pretty funny. So Demure is an iced coffee with almond milk, whereas Brat is a Diet Coke.
Okay.
And then you have Demure is leaving 15 minutes early to allow for train delays, whereas Brat is taking an Uber and still being late.
Right.
So you can see like the almost call and response nature of the two trends in a
completely
way.
see that, yeah.
It's really interesting.
And tell me more. You mentioned Jules, and I
Yes.
said Jules LeBron off the top. So,
Yeah.
so tell me more about the creator here.
Yeah, so Jules LeBron, that's her online name on TikTok. She's a grocery store cashier based in Chicago. Yeah. She also identifies as transgender. And one aspect that's really cool about this whole process is that obviously she's made a ton of money off of this trend in a very short amount of time. She did already have a TikTok account that was quite big. I will mention that, making mostly makeup and beauty tutorial videos. But through the recent fame of her Demure trend, she's been able to accomplish something pretty important. Take a listen.
Hey, Bendeja, maybe you should make the videos. Maybe you should make the videos, because one day I was playing cashier and making videos on my break, and now I'm flying across country to host events, and I'm gonna be able to finance the rest of my transition. I finally said it without crying.
Wow.
Yeah, which is like so incredible, right? Like we know, obviously, healthcare expenses in the U.S. are
Of course.
very expensive. So that's incredible. And then as well, Jules just shared, I noticed yesterday on her Instagram, that she's been able to get a new apartment that has 2 bedrooms so she can have her friend who's struggling with mental health issues right now move in with her. So it's, really nice and fun to see this internet trend that millions of people are buying into actually have real impacts for someone, the creator herself. So yeah, it's cool.
It is cool, but I also appreciate the call and response nature about it as well that you pointed out so well, because that makes it all make sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Insofar as any of it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Anything on the internet, right? Like you just kind of gotta roll
Would
with
it
the
be
punches.
great if you knew what was going to happen next on the internet? How you could just predict a trend and say, hey, people eating hot fudge sundaes is going to be like huge next week.
I know.
And you could just jump on that now and be the first one out there. Yeah,
I wish, but that's the beauty of it, is you can be the creator of the trend. Like you could do that, and who knows, people will buy in. That's how it rolls.
I don't actually like hot fudge sundaes, though. I'd have to come up with
something different.
Hot and fudge should not go together. It's not a good thing. All right. Thank you so much, Ashley. Appreciate it.
No worries.
CBC's Ashley Moliere. Thank goodness she's here, because now I know the difference between Demure and Brat. Let us know what you think about what you're seeing online right now. 236-330-2623 is our text line. 236-330-2623. If you're baffled by something online, let us know, and we'll send it to Ashley to figure it out. Yes. Here's a remix of a Jules original video. This is by TikToker Meredith Bull.
I'm not like you other girls. I'm very demure-y, I'm very cutesy, I'm very demure. Demure. Very considerate, very approachable, very demure. Demure. I'm very modest, I'm very mindful, very demure.